Hello everyone, I'm Jay Cottrell with eXp Realty here in the Tri-Cities, and welcome to another Monday edition of Real Estate Talk with Jay. So this week what we're starting to see is just a continued, let's just say slow but steady movement on a couple points and swinging pendulum changes on others. So what I mean by that is we're seeing a slow, steady increase in inventory in our market. However, pendings and sales are still going pretty well. So what do you say we go ahead and look at the numbers so I can explain a little further? So over this past week, we saw 196 new listings enter the market for sale. Now that is slightly down from the previous weeks, but it's still a pretty decent pace. And like I said before, the number of new listings entering the market for sale seems to be the throttle on sales in our market, simply because even though we're having a slow, steady increase in inventory, which you'll see in a minute, we're still in a very low inventory market, also known as a deep seller's market. So let's look at pendings. So pendings shot up this week. We had 232 homes go under contract last week, which is a big increase from the previous week, but it's really kind of par for the course if you look at where we started out the month of March. And as far as active listings are concerned, like I said, a slow, steady increase. So we're sitting at 1,099 right now, which has just been, it's increased by just, a dozen or so every week that we've been doing this. Month end of May, or what month are we in now? March numbers will be out shortly as everybody gets all the data from last week entered in this week. I'll be able to look at it next week. I can look at it this week, but I just don't trust it until usually the second week of the month. So we'll see kind of where on a month-to-month basis how things have been moving so far in the first quarter of this year. Now, as far as closed listings, no surprise, end of the month last week, huge jump in closed listings at 176. The median sales price last week was $235,000, which is just a small decline from the previous weeks, but it's been pretty much right in line with 230 to the mid 230s where we've been so far this year. Median list price was slightly up at $325,000. So when you hear headlines from national news media that price declines and all these things are happening to the real estate market, again, that's not really happening here. We are seeing that homes are not going for list price and over list price as much. That is still happening. There are still multiple offers, but by and large, homes are actually selling below their list price. Now, we're only talking about 4, 5, or 6% below, while prices are currently up 15% from last year. So even with that, we're still seeing our prices increase in our local market and sellers trying to reap those rewards, which is why we see the slight ticks up in list price every week so far this year and every month. Now let's go ahead and look at those price reductions. So there was a little bit of movement here. We saw that 27% of the homes that sold last week sold at a reduced price, which is slightly down from the previous weeks. The number of homes currently for sale that are listed at a reduced price from the original list price is 40%, which is it's 1% higher than it was the previous week, so not much change there. And what was the median price reduction for homes that sold? It was 6.9%. Which is slightly up, but again, we've been in that 6.2 to 6.9% for most of the weeks this year, so not a huge amount of change there. By and large, buyers are not getting major deals and price reductions on the homes that they're purchasing. They are getting a deal, a slight deal, but especially when this time last year everything was selling at or above list price. It's nice to know that right now, for the most part, things are selling at or below list price. So that's where we are this week. I'll let you know when we're going to do our month-end report, as far as Josh and I getting together to do that and give you a good picture of where the mortgage and real estate market is in our local area. But for now, I hope that this information was helpful. And as always, if you know anybody looking to buy or sell real estate in our current market, and I am a residential agent, but what most people don't understand is that does include multifamily properties up to 4 dwellings. So if you're anybody looking for investment properties or properties that they can rent out, I can help with that as well. But anyways, I'm getting long-winded. I hope you have a great week. Hope you had a great weekend, and I'll see you next week.